Hey there, you know how grammar can sometimes feel like it's full of tricky, hidden rules? Well, today we're going to crack one of the big ones, and we'll do it in a really simple, visual way. We're talking concrete versus abstract nouns.
So let's just jump right in. I've got a little puzzle for you that's all about the words we use every single day. It's all about figuring out the difference between things you can actually touch and ideas you can only feel.
Okay, so here's the first part of the puzzle. Think about these three words: a dog, a flower, and music. I know, they seem totally different, right? But what's the one thing that connects them all?
And now for part two. What makes that first group, the dog, the flower, the music, so different from this group, love, courage, and freedom? Hmm? The answer to that is literally the key to understanding this whole thing. Okay, did you guess it? If you were thinking something like, well, the first group are things I can actually experience with my senses, then you are absolutely right. And that brings us to our very first category, concrete nouns. Think of these as the words for everything in the physical world around us. So what is a concrete noun? It's super simple. It's just anything you can experience with your five senses. If it's a physical thing, something you can actually point to, well, it's a concrete noun. And here's the ultimate test. Honestly, this is the only rule you really need to remember. Just ask yourself this one simple question. Can I sense it? If the answer is yes, boom, you've got a concrete noun. And when I say sense it, I mean any of the five senses, right? You can see it, hear it, touch it, taste it, or smell it. And here's the really important part. It only has to pass one of those tests. Like, you can't taste music, obviously, but you can definitely hear it. So guess what? Music is a concrete noun. Let's run through a few more examples just to make it stick. A dog. You can see it, you can hear it, you can touch it. A book. Yep, you can see it and touch it. And chocolate, well, that one hits almost all the senses, right? You can see it, smell it, touch it, and definitely taste it. They're all physical things you can experience. They're all concrete.
All right, let's see how this works in a real sentence. The dog is barking loudly. In this case, dog is our concrete noun. Why? Because you can picture it, you can hear it, it's a real thing in the world.
Okay, so we've totally got the physical world covered. Now let's flip over to the other side of that puzzle we started with, the world of ideas. And that's where we find abstract nouns. An abstract noun is, you guessed it, the complete opposite. It's a word for an idea, a quality, or a feeling. It's not physical at all. You can't hold it in your hand. So here's the rule for these guys. You can feel them, emotionally, or you can think about them, but you can't physically touch them. They exist purely as concepts in our minds. Let's look at some classic examples. Words like love, happiness, freedom, courage. We all know what they mean, right? We experience them every day. But you can't exactly put courage into a box or pour yourself a glass of knowledge, can you? They're just ideas. Think about a sentence like, love is the key to happiness. Here, both love and happiness are abstract nouns. You can feel love, you can feel happiness, for sure, but you can't point to them in a room. They're incredibly powerful ideas, but they aren't physical objects.
All right, we've met the two contenders. Now it's time for the final showdown. Concrete versus abstract. Let's put them side by side, because this is where it's all going to click into place. Really, you can think of it like this. We're just sorting words into two big buckets. In one bucket, you've got all the physical things, and in the other bucket, all the ideas and feelings. It's that simple.
So this little table breaks it down perfectly. Concrete nouns, they're physical things you can sense. A book, an apple, rain. Abstract nouns, those are your ideas and feelings. Love, honesty, courage. And it all boils down to that one killer question. Can you see it or touch it? For concrete, it's a big yes. For abstract, it's a definite no. Let's put it to the test one more time. I have a red book on my desk. Can you see and touch the book? Of course you can. So book is a concrete noun. Okay, now contrast that with this sentence. She is full of happiness. You can see her and you can tell that she's happy, sure, but can you see the happiness itself? Can you touch it? No way. It's a feeling, an idea. That makes happiness a classic abstract noun. See how clear that difference is? And just like that, we're at the finish line. So, what's the big idea you need to take away from all this? Let's do a super fast recap to lock it in your brain for good. Okay, here it is in a nutshell. Concrete nouns, those are the things you can sense with your five senses. Think dog, phone, music, rain. Abstract nouns, those are the ideas and feelings you can't. Think love, honesty, freedom. One is real-world stuff, the other is all in your head. It's really as simple as that. But before I let you go, I'm going to leave you with a little brain teaser to think about. What about the word dream? I mean, when you talk about a dream you had last night, it's something you actually saw in your head, right? But what about your dream for the future? That's more like an idea, a goal. So, can a word be both concrete and abstract depending on how you use it? Something to chew on. Thanks so much for joining me.